member for Kenora-Rainy River.
Thank you, Speaker. There was a lot of talk just now about the Conservative plan to balance the books, but it really is a misnomer that Conservatives are great stewards of the public purse, because they're not. If you look at a number of balanced budgets, both provincially and federally, by party, you find that the NDP has the best fiscal record in Canada. And I encourage the Conservatives to check that out. They have a better record than both the Conservatives and the Liberals. And not only do we have, as a party, have the highest number of balanced budgets, but we also, if we do go into deficit, we have the smallest average size of a deficit compared to the GDP. Why? I believe it's because the NDP doesn't dismiss ideas or back ourselves into corners based on ideology or buzzwords, which is happening right here, right now with the Conservative Party. The fact is that by imposing across-the-board public sector wage freezes, by doing that, it's both unconstitutional and it will end up costing us more money. It will cost the province more money and it will put us further away from the goal of balancing the budget. Just like the proposed privatization of the LCBO, as recently proposed by the leader of the PCs, the LCBO is profitable, and so privatization would actually cost the province more money, and it makes no sense. So why would the Conservatives want to privatize the LCBO if they are truly concerned about the financial bottom line? I would contend it's because they're philosophically opposed to public ownership and unionized jobs. It's not that it is a cost to the Ontario taxpayers. It's just that they're philosophically opposed to having a just society. Another example of privatization costing us more is road maintenance. It costs us more financially, it has a huge social cost, and there's no guarantee of having adequate service. And the fact is, and this is a fact I believe the Conservatives need to come to grips with, that there are basic costs of doing business that can't be mitigated. And I'll give you a third and final example of some of the financially reckless and ideological decisions that are made by the PCs that defy logic and end up costing us more money, and that is the closure of the experimental lakes area in my area by the federal government. It will cost the public purse $50 million to close this facility because they have to, as according to an agreement that they signed with the provincial government, restore those lakes to the original pristine condition, but they would rather incur $50 million than they would to spend $2 million to continue to operate this invaluable research center. And again, it's because they're ideologically opposed. New Democrats believe that there is a more balanced way to balance the budget. And so not only is it financially reckless to impose this unconstitutional plan across the board wage freezes, but it's also unjust. It is unjust to make hundreds of thousands of reasonably paid public servants carry the burden of Ontario's fiscal challenges while letting those who should be paying more off the hook. It's also unjust to freeze modest wages while simultaneously continuing to pay their managers automatic bonuses totaling $35.6 million. And I believe, along with other New Democrats, that we need to ban these automatic bonuses. And a couple other things that we could do to balance the budget that doesn't require doing something so unconstitutional and costly would be to close some of the corporate tax loopholes by permanently delaying the HST's input tax credits. That will net the Treasury $1.3 billion annually by 2019. And to work with the federal government to increase corporate tax compliance by reducing the ability of corporations to eliminate or decrease payment of their provincial corporate income tax by shifting profits and losses across Canada. And that would bring us about $50 million in year one and about $200 million by 2017-2018. So there are other options that will actually do what the Conservatives are claiming that they are concerned about, that will help bring in money to the province and help us balance the budget sooner, which is something that we are all concerned about. But there is a way that we can do that is both financially responsible and respectful of the people who work to make this province what it is today. Thank you.